It's the Inquisitive Farm Wife, and I'm trying a new experiment again today. I've got an abundance of eggs, and I've always wanted to try doing pickling eggs. I had a friend tell me to save my beet juice, and so then I thought I could save my pickle juice, and I'm just gonna use all my juices. I'll show you what I'm doing every step of the way. First thing I did was got out my Instapot, cooked the eggs. I took guinea eggs. They've got a nice hard shell, but it's a smaller egg, and I thought it'd be a nice bite-sized treat. So I was digging in the pantry and found some zucchini that I had pickled with a spicy mix. Not like hot spicy, but like with cloves. Because the pickled beets I have are a sweet pickled beets. They're my great-grandma's recipe that probably was passed down from many generations. And so I am going to try that today, and I'm going to try the savory one that I did. And if I have enough eggs, I would like to do a dill. I think that would be fun because I have some refrigerator pickles and I have the brine left from it. And if there's enough eggs still, I have an idea of a hot spicy that I would like to do. But I'm not going to commit to that until we start cracking open some of these eggs. These are guinea eggs, and I had them in the refrigerator washed and ready to go. So it was super easy to prep this morning. All I had to do was get out my Instapot, turn it on. I cooked them for 3 minutes, and then I meant to release them for another 3 minutes, but it ended up being 6. I was, down in the pantry digging for those beets, and it took me a little longer than I thought. So they did set in there a little bit longer, but that's okay because I think a harder boiled egg would be okay for this scenario because it's gonna kind of probably pick up some of those juices, wouldn't you think? Let me know down below. Have you ever pickled beets? What do you know? I can't wait to actually try some real recipes, but I think this is a good beginner intro into pickled eggs. I've never even tasted one before, so I'm excited about putting these on salads and charcuterie boards and who knows what else. So after it had released for 6 minutes, then I took the eggs and I put them in a bowl with ice and cold water, and they were supposed to sit there for like 3 to 5 minutes, but then my mama called and I can't tell you how long it was. The problem about if you go over the 3 to 5 minutes is sometimes the shell wants to stick a little harder. These are older eggs. They're not fresh from today. They're at least a week, maybe 2 weeks old, which is still as fresh as you'd get from the store. And so I'm hoping that they'll still peel well. Guinea eggs are a little harder to peel. They're a very hard shell. This one happens to already be cracked, so I'm gonna kind of show you how I would, and let's see if we can peel it. The trick is, if you can get underneath this layer here, do you see that? Do you see that thin skin-like stuff? If you can get underneath that first layer, I forget what it's called. If I remember, I'll put that in there. I keep wanting to say albumin. That's the white part. But if you can get underneath there, then your eggshells will just fall right off. Perfect. I just have a tray that we use in the smoker. Like I said, they're very hard shelled. But a trick is if you, if you can smack the air sac end, which is the bigger round end, that gives you a good starting point. Oh, I hit it with my fingernail. The one thing that I have done, I learned from some other YouTubers that I've watched, is that you want to choose the ones that aren't beat up. So I have some jars ready to put my eggs in, and I also have a bowl here to put the ones that I booger up. That way we can just have egg salad sandwich for lunch. But I'm hoping to fill some jars. Start a jar. My grandma used to always tell me to roll and then it would just kind of fall off. And looky there, that's exactly what it's doing. Instapot eggs hardly ever fail me. So I put all the eggs in that I've done so far perfectly, and then I've got one that's got a little nick, so I'm probably gonna go through again, but I wanted to know roughly how many eggs are going to fit in here, because the guinea eggs obviously are smaller than a chicken egg. And at 18, I still have plenty of room. I went ahead and put another 4 dozen in the Instapot. Yep, I can fit 4 dozen in my steamer basket in the Instapot. So for now, I'm just going to dump all these eggs in here because I'm going to want to rinse them again anyway and sort through the ones that look the best. Okay guys, I gotta tell you, this project, it took a little longer than I thought it might. It took a while to do those eggs. I don't think it would take you as long as it took me if you used chicken eggs. It was my own fault for choosing the guinea eggs, but they're just kind of a sturdier shell, and so it just takes a little longer. But it's okay, because look what I've got here. 4 really full jars of guinea eggs. First, we're gonna start with the beet juice. This is the one that was suggested to me from the beginning to do. So I'm gonna go with it. It doesn't look like it has much juice in it. So I'm gonna use, I think, the smaller jar. I'd like to just dump it in, but I'm not confident that I'll have enough. So I think I'll go into this jar. Maybe. Oh, I don't want to splash because I don't want the stains. I should have 18 eggs in here. I think it's gonna work. Oh guys, I don't know. Should we switch it over to the other jar and see if it works better? Should have went with my original instinct, huh? The shape of this jar, perfect. Okay, this is exciting. I think that this would be really good to make some fun deviled eggs. Just like that. I want a really tart dill. So I've got this store brand Brine, but I don't necessarily want all the bits and pieces in there. And looks like I had just enough for the small jar on it too. I mean, look at that iridescent lime green color. This is gonna be perfect to chop up into some potato salad or just even egg salad. But I think a potato salad this would be good for. I'm gonna put the date on there because we want to know when it's ready and we want to know when it, could go bad. So the next jar we'll do uses this homemade brine. This is a brine that could be used for beets that I actually used for zucchini, and it is more of a savory brine, and it smells amazing. Dig out some of these cloves and peppercorns and things to put in there. I think that would be a good idea. I think we would like that extra flavor in there. I'm gonna fill that all the way to the top. There we go. I'm excited. Look how beautiful this is starting to look. And then this next one, oh, my husband's gonna love this. I have a jar of jalapenos here, and I definitely want to get some jalapenos in it, so we know it's the hot one. Push those jalapenos down in there. I'd like to kind of move them down in there a little bit. And then these will be our jalapeno eggs. Whew, those are gonna be spicy. That might be a fun guys' night treat. Isn't that cool? Don't those look so pretty? From what I understand, you want to let them sit at least a week before you taste them. And then you could let them sit up to a month, but please do your own research. And I did not make any of the brines today. I just repurposed brines that I already had. I had just opened these two today, so they're very fresh. And then these were store-bought brines that I added a little bit extra to this one to fill it. And so these should be hopefully tasty. We'll find out, won't we? Ooh, guys, I just remembered. I have some homemade refrigerator dills. I'm gonna take some of these garlic cloves and slide down in there. Ooh, yes, garlic and jalapeno, a sweet heat brine. I think that's gonna be great. In honor of this being an Every Bits Counts challenge, I saved all the eggshells and I kind of put them in smaller pieces as I was taking them out of the shell. So I've got the oven at 300 degrees and I'm gonna bake these for probably 10. Just make sure they're good and dry. Now that the eggshells have been cooked, I'm gonna let them cool. Once they've cooled, you can just kind of start crunching them up into much smaller pieces. I put them in a jar that I can use in the garden or feed back to the birds. Hey, remember those boogered up eggs? They won't go to waste. We're gonna make a quick egg salad. Honestly, this is good enough, but if I had a food processor, that's what I'd be using. I do miss my big Cuisinart food processor for things like this. Okay, we're gonna need some salt, pepper, nothing like fresh cracked pepper, lots of dill. We really like this. Some sweet zucchini relish. Garlic aioli. Kewpie, which is a very vinegary mayonnaise. Give this a stir. See what it looks like. About the consistency we like. Let's give it a taste test. I think I did a little too much of the aioli. Put in some more Kewpie. I think I'll finish off this relish. It's a sweet relish. And the dill. We really like dill. Pepper. Stir this up again. Dollop some on my spoon. Oh, much, much better. But I still want to give it a kick, so I'm going to put on some tagine. That was good. I think it could take just a bit more. I'm gonna turn these into some egg salad wraps. You could add lettuce, tomato, even cheese if you wanted. Today I'm opting to have them just as is. I'm just gonna wrap it up like you would a burrito. So I made my little envelope. And roll it up, ready for lunch. Okay guys, some time has elapsed. It has been 3 weeks since we did this. I can't believe it. I have a confession. I've never had any sort of pickled egg, let alone different flavors of pickled eggs. So I was a little hesitant, but I wanted to do this. And so I have my 4 different types of eggs that we made, and I put them on a little plate, and I will show you what they look like. I've cut them in half so we can see what they look like on the inside, and we'll just do this together, okay guys? So the first thing we're gonna do is the savory brine. This is the one that like your pickled beets or things like that, like your pickled zucchini, that has, you can buy mixes, and so it has a savory flavor. To me, the eggs turned a little kind of brown. I'm guessing that's from the turmeric, and they feel harder than they normally would. So we're gonna give this a test. Remember, these are guinea eggs. Well, honestly, I don't know if I like the texture of the white. It's harder. Could have been how long I boiled it, hard boiled it. It could be the brine. It could just be the way pickled eggs are. I don't know. It's not bad to just eat as a snack. I'm hoping that these will be great like protein snacks or things we can add to a salad or something like that. I'm excited to try the hamburger dill. This was just, I believe, the store-bought pickle brine that we had left over. And the pickles really didn't change color. Or the eggs didn't change color. I do smell a little of the dill. It seems a little softer than my savory brine. So let's give it a taste. Okay, again, I've got to wrap my mind around this, that the white is harder. This also could be because it's a guinea egg, and I don't have experience from a chicken egg doing this. But what really surprised me about this was that the yellow part, the inside, actually had more of the dill flavor than the outside did. I really enjoy just eating that, just plain. But I can imagine it would really amp up egg salad sandwiches, or would it be cool to slice it and put it on like a deli sandwich for extra protein? I don't know. I'm kind of digging the hamburger dill. I'm real excited about this one. This was from Beets. It's a sweet beet brine. And look at this. Okay, so here they are. And then look at the eggs. They took on that pink color, and I was kind of expecting like maybe a white ring, but it penetrated all the way down. Whoops. And you can see that it got like maybe halfway into the yolk. So that's interesting. My grandma used to do like an overnight or maybe just a couple hours, so that when she made deviled eggs, it would give it color, but it was never for a very long period of time. So I'm excited to try this one. Okay. It definitely took on that sweet beet flavor. The outer part of the egg is not near as hard as on these two brines. This one was the hardest. And the inside almost is soft and creamy, which I was not expecting at all. And it's sweet. I don't know if I like the sweet. I kind of like these better. This last one, I'm going to be truthful, I'm very scared to try. This has the jalapeno and olives in it. It was a jalapeno brine. It slightly changed the color of the egg, not much. And the reason I'm scared to try it is because I don't like hot stuff. I don't do heat very well at all. But I'm thinking my son, maybe my husband would enjoy this. So that's why I did it. And I'm going to be a sport and we're going to give it a try. You guys are not going to believe this. That is my favorite egg. I don't know what it is. It's not hot. There's a little, you can kind of, at the very end, feel a little bit of heat. But it's not a bad heat. But the flavor is incredible. It is, I could probably sit and eat a few eggs. I really am surprised. It is by far my favorite of all of them. The egg didn't get real hard. And it's a little creamy in the middle. So, who would have guessed? The one that I was most hesitant to try ended up being my favorite. Do you like pickled eggs? What's your favorite brine? Have you experimented with several different ones? Do you buy it from the store? Do you make it yourself? Let me know. This is a new thing to me and I want to learn more. So if you can throw your ideas and tips at me, I would love it, because I think this might be a great way for me to use the excess of eggs that we're getting right now. Because I believe that this will stay in the refrigerator for a very long time. And I could see this being a quick lunch snack, add it to a meal, put it on the dinner table as a little something extra. I'm beyond excited about this. It's a new thing to me and I'm loving it. So thank you all for being here today. Thank you for coming along on this journey with me, and I sure hope that you'll like and subscribe and join me on the next one. Bye for now, friends.